First of all, what's it like to see Giordano back out there?
It's good. Yeah, I'm happy that he's healthy and can skate.
These guys, the Sabres, they got you good last time. Is that on your mind at all going into the rematch tonight?
Yeah, I think they, I think it's been a pretty big goal differential between them, and I think that we haven't got points from them. So, yeah, I think it's pretty big for us to show that we can compete and that we're a really good team. So, yeah, it's a big night for us.
What would you take away from the game against Boston? What did you learn from that?
Yeah, I mean, I think for myself, I think I got to stay out of the box. I think I'm taking a lot of stick penalties, and that's hurting our team. So I got to fix that. And but as a group, I think there were some good things in that game. I think we had a lot of chances, but I think we just have to be harder in our own end and harder defending around our net. I think we let them get too many chances in the slot there, and that shouldn't be happening, and we shouldn't be letting those passes get through. So I think just being harder in our defensive zone would help us.
How different is the officiating here versus college, or is it something that's another rookie thing that you have to adjust to?
I think it's honestly the same. I think it's just I got to move my feet. It's a faster game, so I got to move my feet more and play with my hands a little bit less and stop reaching and just move my feet to get in the right spots.
I think this trade deadline stuff is sort of new to you. Have you noticed a different vibe around here the last few days? Anybody talk about it?
Not really, honestly. Yeah, it is new to me, but I don't think that there's a lot of chatter about it. Everyone's just kind of focused on the games and what's ahead. That's not really in our control, especially not in this locker room. It's not something that we can kind of control. So we don't really worry about it. For sure. Yeah, I know it's a good distraction for sure.
What's the chatter like on the line right now? I don't think the production was sustainable the way it was going, but it's been maybe a quiet few games for you guys.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think that there's still chances and still opportunities that we're getting, but yeah, I think there's another level and another gear that we can hit. So I think we were trying to show that, and yeah, but I think it's only getting better, and I think I think this is a good test for us today.
What stands out to you about Owen Power?
I think his size and his skating ability. He's a very fluent skater and very poised with the puck, and he's kind of hard to predict a lot of the time, and so that makes him a very hard player to play against.
What's it like to see Mark back on the ice today?
Pretty cool. First time I'm sitting next to him in the room. He's a good talker, but it's good to see him on the ice again. It was kind of scary seeing him fall like that into the board. He's taking care of himself right now, and just trying to get back game shape.
What have you learned from him this year?
I mean, he has a lot of experience, right? Like he's been in that game for so long that everything he says is just full of experience, and I'm just trying to take his little tricks and bring it into my game, just in my suitcase.
Can you give us a trick?
No, absolutely not.
Did he have good stories, though?
Yeah, he have good stories. I mean, when you've been in the league for close to 20 years now, is it 20 years? More? Closer? Hunter? I don't know. Yeah, so, no, he has full of stories. I'm sure he didn't tell all of them, but no, he's a great guy to be around.
Okay, as it pertains to tonight's game, Buffalo beat you guys pretty good last time. Is that on your mind? Is that something that can motivate you going into the
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we didn't play our best game against these guys, and didn't play a good game against Boston last game. So for us, it's a bounce back game. We need to be sure we're on the task, we're ready to go, especially at home like that before going to on a little road trip.
What was the lesson from the game Monday? What can the team take away from how that game against Boston went?
I mean, it's just a question of I think staying in the present moment. Bad games happen. You just don't want them to slide for 2, 3, 4 games in a row. Just learn from your mistakes and then forget about it and just keep moving on and just focusing on today's game. We can nothing do about the past, and we can just focus on the present, right? So today is a big game. We just it came out hard and get those 2 points.
What do you appreciate about Lyubushkin since he's got here?
I mean, he plays that hard game, right? He's physical, block those shots. So I have a lot of respect for those guys, obviously, because I play that game. I know how hard he can be. I'm starting to get to know him a bit. He seems like a great guy. From there, I think just keeping in simple, and I don't know. He seems like a good guy to be around too.
What's trade deadline week like around Toronto from your experience so far? Sorry? Trade deadline week.
I have no clue. I mean, no, absolutely not. I don't even look online.
Okay.
I just focus on my game. Nothing can control about that week, right? Out of control. So for me, I just focus on my game and what I can do on the ice.
Has being on this team opened up your offensive capabilities a little bit? You're jumping in the rush a lot, getting a lot of shots on net.
I mean, it's hard not to try it when all those guys are so offensive like that. But no, my game is defensive, right? I'm here for that. I'm here to be reliable back there. So if it happens, if I jump into play just on the moment, but I don't think of, I should be more offensive. Not at all. I think I should be more defensive because all those guys are playing super offense. So I need to make sure I'm steady back there.
I guess sometimes you can't help yourself. It's there and they're flying. And
like I said, it's on the moment. If the play is there and I read it, I think it's just a question of moment,
What do you like about Milk? I guess that became a big storyline there.
Yeah, I mean, I just always loved milk. I don't know. It's just I like the taste. I don't know. It's just I guess comforting. I don't know. It's just a fresh glass of milk. I like it. I enjoy it, and I know it's been pretty popular last couple of days with my interviews there. But I don't know. It's just I just enjoy it. I don't know.
Dates back to childhood?
I mean, maybe, I don't know. I mean, with a glass of milk with like a good chocolate cake, and it's always good or something like that. It's just a taste I enjoy. I don't know what to say more. I love milk.
And it's at the end of the day, though. It's before bed.
Yeah, before bed sometimes. Before going to bed, it puts me right back to sleep. I don't know. It's just something I've been doing. It just has to be cold, and that's it.
What's it like to see Giordano back on the ice, Sheldon, today?
Same as it was seeing him on the ice yesterday. It's good. Obviously, doing better. The fact that he's back skating, so it's nice to see him back around for sure.
Do you have an update on David Kamp's status for tonight?
He's going to be a game time decision. Feeling better today, so with him and. Seems like we're going through it again here. This is catching up to us again, some of these illnesses, so we've got some others as well. That'll be a game time decision tonight.
Obviously Buffalo got you guys good this season. Do you expect that to be something that is a motivating factor or tonight, or is that so long ago that...
Well, I think it's less about the motivating or whatever. I mean, I don't think you're focused on that. Like, obviously, we're in a much better place as a team right now than where we were then. But it gets your attention. I think that's what it's about. I mean, we've given up 15 goals against this team in 2 games. So it is one of the most skilled teams in this league. So if you don't defend, you don't take care of the puck, you make it easy on them, they make you look bad. It's not just us. It's teams across the league. When they're at their best, and the game goes their way, that's what they do. And we've got to respect that with how we play. And, we got to adapt or be aware of the style of game. It's a different type of game when you play against them, just the way, the skill that they have. And the game tends to be wide open. And we've got to manage that.
Many of your predecessors have stood there and wondered why it is Buffalo always gives you trouble, because it's geo rival and all that. They always seem to give the best. That rivalry seems to really dig in here.
Yeah, I don't think it's any surprise for anyone that is here that we get teams best when they come to Toronto, and it's a rival like that. When we go in there, we fill their building with fans. Like there's a lot of reasons for them to be at their best against us, and as I just mentioned, there's lots of reasons for us to be at our best against them as well.
What have you liked about Ilya's game lately?
We've got 2 Ilyas. I guess just the confidence, swagger that he's got, and that's a big part of his game. And he's been building on that. Obviously, we know he's been through some tough times here, and and has found his way through it. He's done the work. So I think he's just feeling good in that sense. And like I just was talking about, I think we're in a different place as a team right now than where we were when we played these guys last. I would say the same about Sammy. So it's been good to see that growth through the season and get a chance to put on display tonight.
Knies wasn't happy with the penalty he took the other night. Is that a learning curve for a lot of rookies, or is that just something where he's just got to know he can't take it?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. Sure, as a young player, you're trying to sort that out, what you can't get away with, especially things with that involve your stick and whatnot. So I think that's a big part of it, just being responsible, with it. In terms of high sticks and stuff like that, you got college players that play in a league with full cages on and stuff like that. I think those kind of guys are maybe less responsible or less aware, I would say, of their stick because of that, both in terms of what you may do to others, but also what others may do to you. Just in general, when you got a cage on, you're a little more reckless, and I think those are the kind of things that you learn over time.
What have you made of the way Matt Knies has sort of dealt with being on that line, not so much from dealing with your two guys, but dealing with the other team's best players all the time as a rookie?
Yeah, I think he's done a good job of it, which is why we've stayed with it. Obviously, a lot of the heavy lifting comes from Austin and Mitch, but he, without a doubt, has an important role to play on both sides of the puck. He does a lot of the work to get up the ice, on the forecheck, and a lot of times he's the disruptor that creates loose pucks for them. Getting pucks out on the wall and the breakouts and stuff like that. And then just the fact that if you make a mistake when you're playing against better players and a lot of the top competition, you make a mistake, then they can make you pay for it that much quicker. Against New York the other night, Knies, he made a mistake coming on the ice, and we lost numbers and gave up an odd man rush. It's in our net, in a few seconds. So those are the kind of things that you can't quite get away with, that you maybe can if you're playing lower in the lineup. The execution level on offense isn't as great as you get lower down the lineup. But in terms of how he's handling it, I think he's handling it fine. But it's something that we have to be aware of. That's why at times I kind of pull back his minutes, and despite the fact that he primarily plays on that line, there's a major discrepancy in their minutes, and it's not always just power play related, but it's even at 5-on-5, just trying to lighten that load a little bit, give him a chance to breathe. Like, he's given us everything he has on every shift, and on the bench sometimes it looks to me like he needs a bit of a breath. So those are just things for me to be aware of and sensitive to.
You've had a little bit of a runway since the Morgan Riley thing. Do you think you're a different team since that time?
Well, I think we've got to do it for longer than we have. But I think we showed tremendous growth through that, and showed tremendous capacity to play the way we need to play and do it for a period of time. To me, that time, that has to grow. We have to do it for longer. And then we have to find a way to have that be the standard, and to have less ups and downs in that area. I thought, we look at, I focus on the Vegas game coming back here, and then the New York game and our game the other night against Boston. In those games, to me, there's really good moments in those games, in particular in the New York and Boston games. There's a lot of really good things in there, but there's some dips inside of it that hurt us, and there's some mistakes. And the Boston game, there's big momentum swings where, aside from the breakaway we gave up early, like right on the opening shift in the first 10 seconds, we Lily slips and we can't get over to cover on the middle. I thought we get through that breakaway, get a save, and then I thought our next 8 minutes of play were really, really strong. And then we get a power play, momentum switches, and then now we're on our heels, and we slip a little bit in our detail and physicality and all these things while the other team's pushing. That's the kind of stuff we've got to find a greater consistency in to just do the necessary things for a longer period of time, both in the game and over the schedule. I think the way we started before we went on the road, we started at home here. We had some really good efforts. We built on that, and we continued to grow our game through our long road trip there. Coming back at home here, it's been a little more up and down, and we've got to really work towards that consistency level in this building in particular.